Hi, my name is William Hanson. Today I'm going to talk about the impact of dairy farming on the New Zealand environment. The reason I chose this topic is due to the stats and facts I found while researching this, and the surprising impact they have on the New Zealand environment. And I wanted to see how this would also affect us globally. When it comes to the production of dairy farming and dairy cows in New Zealand, there are many factors that contribute to the effect of our environment. Effluent can find its way from the cows into the waterways. This leads to a high level of nitrates in our water. As research shows, between 1994 and 2014, our nitrate levels have gone up by 55%. It is also affected by fertiliser, as when there is runoff, fertiliser can get into the water, as fertiliser contains high level of nitrogen. It is not just our waterways that are being affected, as cows emit 200 litres of methane gas per day, compared to sheep who only emit 20. This shows just how much cows contribute to the greenhouse gas emissions here in New Zealand. When it comes to processing, there is not much we can change to lower the environmental impact and greenhouse gas emissions. Cows can only be transported one way from farm to the meatworks, which is by the truck. Then at the meatworks, this is where they are killed, cut and then prepared for distribution. The only concern is with the waste product and dirty water. The concern for this is how it is disposed of. In the past, there has been massive concerns and issues, and there has been definite impact on our environment. That is why the government and councils have restrictions in place so that they cannot do this anymore, and it has to be disposed of correctly. In New Zealand, we have a clean green image, so being able to limit pollution in the waterways is a good way to keep that clean green image, which is a big selling point and why we can get such a good price for our meat. Distribution for the dairy industry is vital, but also has environmental impacts. We export over 90% of our beef overseas, and without exporting, the dairy industry would be pointless in New Zealand. We export to the likes of Europe, America, and China. We are known for the quality of our meat, which is why we can get such a good price for it. The issue is that our meat has to be transported by ship, which is not good for the environment, as we have to emit more carbon emissions to get it there. There is no other way for us to get our product overseas into other markets apart from shipping. This shows the problem we have, as we need to get into other countries, as we need to be able to sell our meat so we can get good return. But we have to ship it, and there is no other way on cutting back at emissions at this time. Global warming and the environmental impacts are becoming a greater concern. Consumers around the world are becoming more aware of how their food is being produced and the environmental impacts it has. Shipping overseas is a big turn-off for people and consumers, and would rather buy a local meat for a lower price. So we need to cut back on our emissions and find a solution and innovation so we can get our beef into market with less environmental impact and greenhouse gas emissions. This will allow for consumers to be more interested in our beef, being willing to pay more for the quality of the meat, and knowing that it has little impact on the environment and little contribution to greenhouse gas emissions. With dairy farming contributing 7% to our country's GDP, we cannot just throw it away, as it is people's jobs and their lifestyle. We need to find the right solution and lead the way globally on environmental impact for dairy farming and the solutions to it. Thank you.